Hello everyone. Welcome to our project presentation on password security, assessing password strength with brute force and dictionary attack. So we are group 4, myself Nora Sunny, and my team members are Babindas and Atul. So in this project, we explore how common password cracking techniques work and how they can be ethically tested in a controlled environment to highlight vulnerabilities and improve cybersecurity practices. So moving to the introduction part, passwords remain the most common and convenient method for authenticating users across digital platforms, yet they continue to be one of the weakest links in cybersecurity. Many users tend to create simple, easy to guess passwords or reuse the same credentials across multiple accounts, making them highly vulnerable to brute force and dictionary attacks. Cyber attackers exploit these weaknesses using powerful password cracking tools, often combined with high speed GPU setups, to gain unauthorized access to sensitive information. So, our project title Password Security Assessing Password Strength with Brute Force and Dictionary Attacks is designed to explore and evaluate these vulnerabilities in a responsible, controlled environment using open source tools like Hashcat and John the Ripper. These simulate real world attack techniques such as brute force, dictionary, and role based attacks on test data sets and dummy accounts within a virtual lab setup. By examining how weak passwords are compromised, we aim to raise awareness of password related risks and educate users and organizations on the importance of implementing strong password policies. So our project also includes recommendations and best practices for improving password hygiene, such as the use of complex passphrases, multi-factor authentication, and password managers. The ultimate goal is to enhance overall cybersecurity awareness and encourage proactive defense strategies against password-based attacks. So now let's discuss the security threats, impacts, and consequences. So weak passwords represent one of the most serious and widespread security threats in today's digital landscape. Despite growing awareness, many individuals still rely on easily guessable or reused passwords, leaving them highly susceptible to cyber attacks. The consequences for individuals can be devastating, ranging from identity theft and unauthorized financial transactions to the hijacking of personal emails and social media accounts. For organizations, the impact is often far more severe. A single compromised password can serve as a gateway for attackers to infiltrate entire systems, resulting in large-scale data breaches, legal liabilities, loss of customer trust, and regulatory penalties. Moreover, such incidents often lead to prolonged reputational damage and financial loss. This project emphasizes these dangers through practical, hands on demonstrations that simulate how effortlessly attackers can exploit weak passwords using automated tools. By showcasing real time tracking techniques in a controlled virtual environment, we aim to highlight the urgency of adopting stronger password practices and more robust security measures across both personal and enterprise settings. So next slide is technical components of the exploit. So this slide delves into the core techniques behind password cracking and why they continue to be alarmingly effective. So cyber attackers commonly employ methods such as brute force attacks, where every possible character combination is tested until the correct password is found, and dictionary attacks, which rely on predefined list of commonly used passwords, such as the widely known Roku.txt file. And tools like Hashcat and John the Ripper are incredibly powerful in this context, capable of testing millions or even billions of password hashes per second, depending on the available computational resources. So these tools exploit the fact that many users still choose weak, predictable passes like 12345 6 or PASSWRD, and that many systems continue to use outdated or fast hashing algorithms such as MD5 or SHA1, etc. So these older algorithms were never designed to withstand the high-speed cracking capabilities of our modern GPUs and are now considered insecure. Even SHA256, although more robust, can be vulnerable when used without proper sorting or iteration mechanisms. So the combination of user negligence, poor password hygiene, and legacy security practices creates a fertile ground for attackers to breach systems with minimal effort. So this project uses these tools in a virtual ethical lab environment to demonstrate how easily passwords can be compromised, emphasizing the need for stronger password policies and more secure hashing techniques. So why it exists? Like weak password practices remain alarmingly common, driven largely by convenience, lack of cybersecurity awareness, and insufficient enforcement of security policies. So many individuals, in an effort to remember their credentials easily, resort to reusing the same passwords across multiple platforms or opt for predictable combinations like QWERTY, QWERTY, the password 123, or names and birth dates. So these choices significantly lower the barrier for attackers, making it easier to guess or crack passwords using automated tools. Compounding the issue, some organizations still fail to adopt modern security standards, storing passwords using outdated or fast hashing algorithms such as MD5 or SHA-1. So these algorithms offer little resistance against high-speed cracking tools when databases are compromised. So in our project, we replicate such vulnerable environments within a controlled lab setup to explore the real-world consequences of these weak password practices. By simulating common attack methods and analyzing system configurations, we aim to highlight the critical gaps in password security and provide actionable recommendations to promote stronger password hygiene and more resilient storage mechanism. So the next slides will be taken by Atul.
Thank you, Donna. So now we will be talking about the project overflow. So our project was executed over the course of a structured 7-day workflow, which will allow us to explore and demonstrate the process of ethical password security testing in a symmetric manner. So on day 1 and 2, we focused on setting up our virtual lab environment by configuring two virtual machines, Kali Linux, which acts as an attacker machine, and Ubuntu as our target system. So during this phase, we also installed the necessary password cracking tools, which include Hashcat and John the Ripper. So with our environment ready, day 3 and 4 were dedicated to generating a variety of test passwords hashes using different hashing algorithms and launching both brute force and dictionary based attacks against them. So these tests helped us to observe how quickly and effectively weak password could be cracked. On day 5, we analyzed our results to identify patterns such as which password type, short, symbol, or commonly used were used susceptible to attacks. Then we shifted our focus on day 6 to developing practical security recommendation and creating demo content to visually showcase our findings. Finally, on day 7, we were spending refining our analysis, organizing the collected data, and preparing the final presentation to clearly communicate the importance of strong password practices and the risk posed by weak authentication measures. Now we'll be moving to tools and technologies which has been used. So in our project we utilize several powerful and widely recognized tools to conduct the ethical password security testing in a controlled environment. So one of the primary tools was Hashcat. It is a high performance GPU accelerated password cracking tool known for its incredible speed and flexibility. It supports a wide range of hashing algorithms and attack modes, which making it ideal for testing password strength under real-world conditions. We also employed John the Ripper, another popular password cracking utility, especially effective on Unix-based systems. It excels at analyzing password hashes and applying smart checking cracking techniques. Now, to simulate realistic attack scenarios, we incorporated the RockQ.test world list, which is a database of million real-world passwords that has been leaked in data breaches. So it was helped us recapitulate the types of dictionary attacks commonly used by malicious actors. Additionally, we wrote bash script which will automate the generation of test password hashes and mimic typically system behavior. These scripts ensured that our testing environment remained ethical, isolated, and safe, allowing us to explore vulnerabilities without compromising any real systems or data. So, together, these tools enabled us to truly investigate password weaknesses and demonstrate how easily chosen passwords can be compromised. Now, moving on to the next slide, security recommendation. So, based on our findings, we strongly recommend several best practices to significantly improve password security for both individuals and organizations. First, users should create long and complex passwords that include a combination of uppercase and lowercase letters with numbers and special characters. Now, we will be avoiding using common dictionary words or personal information as these are easily guessed or cracked using dictionary attacks. So, one of the most important habits is never reuse passwords across multiple sites. So, doing so dramatically increases the risk if like one account gets compromised, others will also. So, instead, individuals should rely on password managers which can securely generate, store, and autofill unique passwords for every account. So, on the organization level, it's critical to implement slow, secure hashing algorithms such as Byscript script or Argon 2. So, these are which are resistant to brute force attacks due to the computational cost. Additionally, MFA, the multi-factor authentication, should be enabled wherever possible, so as it provides an extra layer of protection even if a password is compromised. So these combined strategies help reduce the overall risk of unauthorized access and enhance reliance of both user accounts and organizational systems. Now, moving on to the next slide, what the learning outcomes. So, this provides us the valuable hands on experience and a deeper practical understanding of password vulnerabilities and the techniques that attackers use to exploit them. So, by working directly with tools like Hashcat and John the Ripper, we were able to simulate real password cracking scenarios in a controlled and ethical environment. So, this has not only enhanced our technical skills but also helped us to think from an attacker's perspective. So, understanding like how weak passwords are targeted and why certain hashing algorithms are more vulnerable. So, beyond the technical aspect, this project emphasized the importance of strong password policies and security best practices. Now, we have a clear perspective on how simple user behavior and system misconfigurations can lead to significant breaches and how to mitigate these risks through better password hygiene, secure storage practices, and multi layer defenses. Overall, we can say that this experience bridges the gap between theoretical knowledge and real world cybersecurity application, empowering us to contribute more effectively to password security strategies in any environment. Now, we'll be having a demo, and Babindas will take it.
So moving on to the demo part, so we are using a script to crack the passwords. So first we created a password.txt which has some common and weak passwords. Then I hashed the passwords using the SHA-256. Now I'll crack these hashes using John the Ripper with the rockq.txt word list. So this is the code for that. John using the SHA-256 and the word list rockq.txt. It will be crashed with the hashes.txt file, and the password will be shown in the next set. So here we run the script, and within seconds we get the cracked passwords. We had 15 passwords, out of which 13 passwords were cracked. Only 2 passwords survived. And we also attempted to use Hashcat, which is a GPU accelerated and faster than John. But since I am using a virtual machine to demonstrate this without a GPU, Hashcat ran into a memory issue. So the simulation shows that the common weak passwords can be cracked in seconds even with secure hashing like SHA-256. So based on the result, I recommend enforcing longer passwords for example 12 characters and above, and also using complexity in the passwords, like not only using the letters but also use symbols and numbers. And I recommend to avoid the dictionary words which are easy to guess and crack. Also adding MFA for the higher risk statements are also a good habit for having a secure password. Passwords form the foundation of digital security. When weak passwords are used, they create opportunities for attackers to exploit systems with minimal effort. So our ethical testing has demonstrated how easy it is to crack poorly chosen passwords and emphasize the urgent need for stronger password policies. So this project encourages both users and organizations to take password security seriously. So thank you.